What up, what up, what up, what up, what? Welcome into OutSpoken Network. Say what you mean what you say. As always, I am Cordell.
Marqus.
Rob.
Deuce.
And before we get to the topic of the day, please like, subscribe, rate, review, share on all socials. And topic of the day is, if you haven't heard, if you're under a rock, there's been a survey that has come out about overrated quarterbacks, specifically. Not all players, just the quarterbacks. And of course, Josh Allen leads that at 1 with 11.
Not of course.
Followed by tied for second is Herbert and Tua with 10.
No.
Hurts, sorry, thank you. Hurts and Tua with 10 votes. I do not remember how many votes Herbert got, but he comes
Herbert and Lawrence had 9 votes.
Herbert, okay, cool. So 2 9s, 2 10s, and Josh sitting there by himself at 11. Do we agree with the top 5? Would you change it? Do you have a problem with anybody on this list and where they are? And again, this is just quarterback survey.
I think Tua's the most overrated quarterback, in my opinion. He can't beat good teams. That's really, whenever you talk about all the other quarterbacks, there's no bigger drop-off game to game. Like, we've seen playoff, regular season drop-off. Haven't seen game to game in terms of playing a good team versus not playing a good team. You put up 70 versus the Broncos, but then you're going to
Got blown out the next weekend.
Right. It's like, it's one or the other. So for me, it's Tua.
Is there anybody who you don't think should be on the list?
Josh shouldn't be one.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be one, but should he be on the list?
No.
I mean, I could see arguments for why people want to hang on to turnovers, but I think that he's the second best quarterback in the league.
I mean,
don't think that there's a discussion. Or there's a discussion. You can argue for Lamar, you can argue for Burrow, but
they're the only ones.
Those only ones.
The one thing about it is the fact that this is a player, sir. Like, players are asked to this.
100 players.
This is not fans. This is not front office. It's not coaches. It's players.
Different perspectives.
Right. So when you hear something like this, if we would have heard this without the aspect of the players being asked about it, I guess we all would assume like, yo, this is some fans are just feeling some type of way about Josh and they're hating on him. So when it comes to Josh Allen and talk about Josh Allen, like, you really, really have to take context into play when it comes to certain things. Yes, I do feel there were at times in his career where he could have been a little bit better in playoff settings, but I can't blame him for 13 seconds. That's not his fault. Last year, he didn't have great numbers against the Chiefs, but in the fourth quarter, he made the throws. There was just some obvious drops. So it's one of those things where it's like, is making him overrated because of what we've seen from him in certain games, in certain aspects. It's like, man, like this is out of his hands. He can't help that. That's not on him. Like I said, I would never put 13 seconds on his shoulder. Never. When you throw a game-winning touchdown and you go to the sideline with 13 seconds left on the clock, your mindset is, we won. The game is over.
Got you.
I don't think anybody blames him for 13 seconds.
He still gets some flack.
No. He gets flack for all the other losses.
No, he still gets some
13 seconds where nobody holds that over.
But it's the
and I don't think they did.
It's the pack. Yeah,
Josh Allen performed.
You're packaging all the Bills. You're packaging all the Bills' playoff losses in one.
That's what they do.
That's what you do.
That's what they do.
And say it's on him.
Josh can't get it done. That's exactly.
That's what it is.
Get it done. That's exactly how
you
do a statement. When it comes to the Patriots. When it comes to the Chiefs, Josh cannot get it done.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like they say this about all quarterbacks that haven't made the Super Bowl.
No.
So people don't say Lamar can't get it done, and we're only talking about the elite ones.
No, they don't say that.
No. But how many games have Lamar?
No, it's not against the Chiefs. It's just period.
No,
like,
but again,
against the Chiefs.
Again, context comes into play. How many games has Lamar had in his playoff career where he literally had the game sewn up? The game is won, and they still lost.
That's just one, bro.
That matters.
No, I get
28-3 is still hanging over Matt's head,
and
he's had other playoff games.
Super Bowl.
Right, but still, it matters.
But I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, nobody's saying that, oh, man, like, it's a totality. Obviously, 13-3 is in that, not 13-3, but 13 seconds is in that totality. But the totality is there but he just can't get it done. But we only say he can't get it done against Patrick Mahomes. and maybe Joe Burrow. I mean, that's just a 1-game sample size in the playoffs.
Right.
That's not really a whole lot, but it's Patrick Mahomes, and everybody has that. Like, nobody has gotten it done against Patrick Mahomes other than Joe Burrow and Tom Brady. Only losses he's had in the playoffs. So, like, I think it's more of just like people comparing others to Patrick, or at least for Josh Allen. They're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, which is why people will say he's overrated because he's just being compared to Patrick Mahomes. Like, that's just the only way that I see that he's like even an overrated player is because the comparison is to him. If it's anybody else, bro, he's probably rated. But because he's always compared to Mahomes, I feel like people in their mind are like,
They will, yeah.
like
They will always be linked.
like he's not even close to that.
Yeah.
Why is he in that like conversation?
Mahomes will always be his measuring stick.
Yes. And that's the only reason why I feel like he's even in the overrated conversation. Would I put him as overrated? No. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's like the only answer as to why. Is because he's in that conversation with Patrick Mahomes. And people are like, he's not in that realm.
Yeah.
So, but I think for me, as someone that would be, overrated, I do get Tua but at the same time, I don't think Tua is overrated because nobody puts him in that category as being that type of player. Now,
He's been an MVP candidate.
well, but Brock Purdy's an MVP candidate.
We are far from when we was putting two in them.
Yeah, but he's always going to be in that conversation because of the stats. But we don't believe that he is a player that's an MVP type of player.
So it's more status.
Yeah, it's more stat stuff than.
Well, with Tua, the reason why I think that Tua is overrated is because I remember going into last year, the hype around the Dolphins was crazy.
I think that's probably
they were about to unseat the Bills. It was a wrap, fastest team in the league, especially before obviously they matched up.
Yeah.
Like that was the hype around them, and then you come into and it's kind of the same thing as this year. But led by Tua. Like Tua was going to lead this thing for them.
Okay,
and so it's not as big as it was this year as it was last year. Because I mean, this year they're still the Bills are, except for NFL Live. Except for NFL Live,
what is it?
It depends on who you talk.
What is it about Tua that gets him overrated? Is it the postseason? It's the postseason thing?
It's the fact that
I'm hoping so
it's
because
the big game thing.
He only has one postseason game in his career.
Right. So it is the fact that the fact that he's talked about in a light as if he had a lot of postseason success and has had good success against winning teams.
No.
Think about it. I had to argue with y'all for years about Tua because I said he can't win against winning teams, and it wasn't until this year when he wasn't winning against winning teams where you guys came over to my side.
Our argument was 2 years ago. It wasn't fair because he didn't have Tyreek.
No, the year before this, I was arguing it, and you were saying no, it was his concussion, and that's why it just went the entire year. But it wasn't because he still didn't win last year with that one. He's still not beating good teams.
No, we were just addressing that year. That year, I felt like
he beats one every year.
Okay, one every. I mean, yeah. So he's not consistent with that. But but we get that. But we never put him in the category to make it seem like he's this like great quarterback.
He can compete with them in the playoffs.
No, competing is different than bro. Like he is like we never put him as better than some of those other quarterbacks.
Not a top 10 quarterback.
He's fringe 10, depending on who.
I think he is. I think he.
Yeah, I think.
I don't have him.
I think he is.
Like 13.
He can be. You can have him in the latter half of the top 10.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he peaks in the lower portion, but I have him at like 13, 14.
Okay, I mean that's you. Some people might have him at 10. Some people like I don't.
I say he's most overrated. I don't feel like he should be that high.
But how? Okay, so here is who I would have as overrated. And that's just Justin Herbert, because some people would have him as top 3, top 5. Me personally, like I just don't. I have him closer to 10.
Alone.
I agree.
So if that's the case,
I agree with everybody on this list.
I'm rooting for you, Justin. I need to leave Justin alone.
I think Hurts is overrated because he had one good year.
Yes.
And then last year he had a good half a year.
But people give Hurts the benefit of the doubt because he went to the Super Bowl, and then actually played his best ball in the Super Bowl. So you give him,
but he didn't follow that up. The next year he played half a good year and then flopped.
And let's be honest.
Flopped back.
This offense was built for him. This offense was put together for him.
So you jumped the gun on him.
Okay, hold on.
You went out and got AJ. You went out and got DeAndre Swift last year. You went out and got Saquon again this offseason. This offense was built for him.
I get that. But to say, like, yes, he had a bad, I can't even say the second half of the year. It was a bad 6-game stretch at the end.
Part of it, part of that does have to do with play calling. Play calling.
Okay, but hold on.
Also, was good at, like, for example, good against the blitz the year that they went to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Beating coverage versus blitz.
Yes.
He was really bad at that last year.
But it's because he couldn't move. I think that's like a thing that I think that's the thing that hurt him. And at the end of the day, in terms of total touchdowns, he was second behind Josh Allen. So it's like, in turnovers wise, he did have the same amount of turnovers as Josh Allen. I think they both had 15.
It was drastic from the year before, too.
Yeah, because the year before he was in the MVP conversation. So obviously, like,
it was 30 touchdowns, single digit picks to 23 touchdowns passing and 15 interceptions.
Yeah, but I mean, you add the rushing, he had 15 rushing touchdowns, so 38 total.
Push.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just their thing. But either way, like, him, I understand him being overrated, but I don't think it's like super crazy.
It's not. Yeah, I'm not saying it's crazy, but I would if I'm just looking at all the quarterbacks. If I'm making this list, I would have 2 in there. I would have Herbert in there. I would have Hurts in there.
Yeah,
I would have
leave Justin alone, man.
I would have Trevor Lawrence in there.
Yeah,
and then I'm kind of like maybe Jordan Love.
No,
I don't know because people are hyping this man up. Yeah, off of how he ended the second half. People are really starting to hype him up.
But it was so dominant.
I understand, but it was only a half a year.
Okay, but think
it's
about
a small sample size.
Hold on, but
so do you think it can be? I would want to see more before I talk him up. I'm in the wait and see mode with Jordan Love.
Okay, well,
I don't have anything negative to say about him.
So what do you?
I'm
So what do you? So what's over?
What's the difference between him and Stroud?
I feel like Stroud had a great year.
It was good.
It was
great year.
Well, rookie. I think he had a great year.
Yeah, I'm saying he had a good year, but I mean, obviously, maybe the rookie stuff plays a part in this, but he definitely had a few games where it's like non-existent.
Yeah,
but like
this is Jordan Love's like first year.
It's his first year,
and he had you look at the totality.
Great second half.
No, even the first 2 games, he had 6 touchdowns and no picks.
but then he tailed off.
But then, like I'm saying, he went like week 3 through 9. It was like shaky.
He was what the hell is?
Yes, yeah. And then so then he had first 2 weeks great. Then he had 7 weeks of just and then the last weeks was phenomenal.
Right. That's why I'm in wait and see mode. But I feel like people are ready to be like, he's the guy. And I'm like, wait.
He looks like
definitely the guy.
I think he is the guy.
I think he is.
And I'm not saying it in a negative.
But what's overrated about him? Yeah. For you to say that, what's overrated about him?
To me, if you're already ready to crown him, the Packers got their guy for the next 10 years, I'm like, that you're rating him a little too high for my blood. I feel like we should be moving with a little bit more caution.
You're ready to say that about C.J. Stroud, but not about Jordan Love.
So, no, I need another year out of C.J., but he had a great year.
But you're also saying that he's the guy.
But like, Jordan Love better than C.J. Stroud.
But you're saying that C.J. Stroud is their guy, right?
I believe that he's on an upward trajectory. Yes, but let me.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant.
I'll explain to you. I believe that C.J. Stroud is the guy because I have seen him go like this. This is how I saw Love go
for the whole season.
Yeah, he's not straight like this. You can say it was like this, but it was never like this. What the hell are we doing? And then come back up.
I don't know.
Throughout season,
okay,
he did not go like this and then come back to life.
Late in the year,
he was like rocky, but a steady incline up.
Yeah, late in the year,
Stroud to me felt like he was on a slow incline up. He felt like Love felt like he was up, way down, come back up.
That Browns game.
But that's how it felt.
Okay, but
I'm running
Which
the
one?
blind.
Regular
okay,
season
but
or
with
the-
Love, it's
They
like
played it twice. Regular season.
even if
Tank didn't
we'll play that.
once he didn't.
He was a guy
he
that
didn't play
once
that
he
game.
went up,
Against the,
he
against the
made sure to let you
Browns.
know he was up because you beat the Cowboys. You go toe to toe with the Niners. I mean,
He did. And that's why I just.
and the thing is, he's not doing this with Premier, and he's not doing this
So he
with
got hurt.
Premier weapons. So it's not even like the whole Tua conversation where you're like, oh, if it wasn't for Tyreek and Waddle, he wouldn't be this. But I'm like, no, he's doing it with guys that nobody believes is the number one wide receiver.
Outside of that Cardinals game, but that
before I leave
proved to be a fluke.
So-
So pick the rest of the season.
Just
Same.
it's a franchise quarterback for the next 10. I just want to see a little bit more. That's all I'm saying. Just a
I don't
little-
know if you can overrate him for that, man.
But if if someone says that he's a franchise guy, I'm like, you're overrating him. I don't think he's there yet. I need to see more. That is what I'm saying when I say
got three.
overrated.
This semantics. I hate when we get into just semantics.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because it always goes awry. Every single time.
Okay.
Overrated too.
Okay, all right. He ain't even played yet. He ain't even played
That's
yet.
what I'm saying.
So every rookie is overrated then.
No, every rookie.
Well, every okay, yeah.
Jaden is overrated?
No, nobody's talking about Jaden the way they're talking about Caleb. Caleb's the only one being talked about the way Caleb's being talked about.
Well, that's because he has weapons that he has.
He's
He has
number one.
weapons.
No, if he has a worse season than Justin Fields,
He won't.
He won't. Just feels not even starting.
saying, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's no possible way
It's right.
he could have a worse season than Justin Fields.
Justin Fields
I'm
couldn't
talking
even.
about with the Bears.
I know, but it's talking about the
Or it could be. That's what put on us.
Be worse than Justin Fields. I'm like, come on.
okay.
guys.
The only reason that we say this is because of the weapons that he had that we know Justin Fields never had. Like you literally get a number one in Keenan Allen. You already have the number one in DJ Moore, and you draft the top receiver in Roma Dunze. Like
So last year,
just get to a point
he
where
never had. Justin never had that. So
That's what I'm saying.
last year, Justin threw for 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 9 picks. You don't think Caleb can
Say it one
eclipse that?
time.
2,500 yards,
2,500 yards.
16 touchdowns,
16.
9 interceptions. You don't think Caleb
because he
can
didn't play
eclipse
the
that?
whole season.
Oh, how many games? And how many games?
Like
how many
12,
13.
13 games.
You don't think Caleb can eclipse that?
So basically, he'd have to throw for 3,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. Kind of be the equivalent.
So in
61% completion percentage too.
So there's 4 games.
Yep.
Bro, it don't take this much.
I'm trying to figure out what the math would be because I'm like, I figure he'll probably finish with around 3,200. That's my thought process. Is he'll finish around
3,200
3,200.
yards?
Yeah.
Caleb? That's it? I ain't got more than that.
How many touchdowns?
More than that. Think about that. That's
20,
3,200 is less than 200 yards a game.
20 to 24.
With those weapons, he gonna have more than
Yeah,
200
but
yards a game.
I think like we're really dismissing the weapons right now.
Because
So you're saying it's because of the weapons, not because of him. I need to know which way we're
It's a
saying.
combo.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, because you love what you saw from CJ last year, right? CJ threw for 4,100 yards and missed 2 games, and CJ did not have the weaponry that Caleb has.
Like even if Caleb is not as good,
So
as
even
CJ,
if-
like
right.
we think because of the weapons, like he will still be.
He will still be
because of
good.
that. Like yes, like
So again, I'm asking you: is it because of the weapons, or is it because
Like that.
no,
Caleb
it,
is like that? Which
people,
way is this?
people. Hold on.
It's because he's like that.
no, it's because he like that, but it's also it's because he's like that, but also given the fact that he has more talent around him than any other rookie that came in last year.
Forever.
I feel he can definitely eclipse what CJ did.
It's going to be like Pat Mahomes in the effect that when Pat Mahomes first started, he had Tyreek Hill, he had Travis Kelce, so he
Yeah,
didn't come in with just nothing. So it's like
I don't know if Pat Mahomes would have done this did what he did in his first year.
no, but nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that.
First year as a starter.
In his first year.
Yes.
Rookie.
Oh, it's a rookie.
Yes.
I was going to say because you know he threw for 50 touchdowns.
That's what he did in his second
No.
year, in his first year.
No,
So that's what I'm saying.
yes.
It's okay to say.
So instead of throwing for 5,000 yards, we're saying he's going to throw for 4,000 because of the weaponry that he has.
year than Herbert. Herbert's rookie year.
Yes.
I think Herbert's rookie year, he was right as a rookie.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't think he had 30.
31 and 10. 31 and 10.
Yeah.
31 and 10 with how many yards?
4,300.
So that's what we're saying?
I mean, honestly, I think he can pass 4,100 yards.
I think he can do
I
it.
don't know about the touchdowns, but the 4,100 yards, I definitely think.
I think he can do that.
And I think he'll run for more touchdowns and yards than what Herbert did.
So what you got, like 40 touchdowns for him in total?
No, I think yards.
No, I didn't say he was passing for 30. I said he's not doing that.
Touchdowns, I'll say between 26 and 31. I think I would.
No.
Or passing?
Total, I'm going to go 30.
Passing.
Total.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying what, 40?
Oh, no, he getting a rushing touchdown.
40 total? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
I'll say 33 touchdowns total. 33.
Okay.
All right. I feel bad for
He's going
him.
to get two again.
I really do, because I feel like the expectations for him are so high.
Look at him.
Like, let this man just live as a rookie. I feel like it's the expectations.
When you're the number one pick.
But they're, no. They're no. But it's not about a different time. It's just the weapons that he's coming in with, and that's the thing that makes it like. That's why we have the expectations. It's because of the weapons that he has. You're like, but we've never seen a first round pick come in with these weapons.
Like what CJ had was like, oh man, this is a nice little setup here, but the Bears have laughed at. No, I did. I thought that it was for a rookie.
Some nice weapons.
He had some decent weapons.
Whole line was.
Well, no, I would think it was. I thought it was solid.
Tank.
Right.
I believe
Tank was an unknown.
No. Tank was not an unknown.
Every rookie is an unknown until they actually prove it.
No, I knew Tank was going to be a playmaker. He just needed to be on the field.
Okay.
You got to, but you also got to keep in mind.
Was an unknown.
No, he wasn't either. You got to keep in mind they re-signed last offseason. Last offseason they gave Laramie Tunsil his extension. They also re-signed Titus Howard, so they had their starting tackles going into the year. Titus Howard got hurt, and Titus Howard missed some time. Huh?
That shows.
Well, they brought in Schultz too, but Titus Howard is at the right tackle. They brought him in as well. Well, they re-signed him last offseason, but then they brought in Schultz, and then like they had some weapons. They had enough around him to sit here and say like, hey, we can see what we have. But the Bears lacked that. What the Bears did this offseason for Caleb, I've never seen that.
I'm sorry, but I thought his weaponry was disrespectful.
But it was especially for the South, for the AFC South. I thought at that point in time,
But it was the Jaguars. That's what I thought.
Nah.
Hindsight is crazy.
I thought the setup for Stroud was fine.
Hindsight is crazy.
You got to wrap it right there. Let us know who you guys think are overrated, or
it better not be Justin. He's Justin alone.
Justin Herbert was also hurt last year as well. We didn't mention.
Y'all some bullies.
All right.
Yeah, hurt his finger.
With that being said, please like, subscribe, rate, review, share on all socials. Till next time, I am Cordell.
Marqus.
E-Rob.
Who does?
Be easy, be breezy, and please take it easy.